Land of the Rising Sun. We're going to talk about section 1 about the rise of Japan. Please be on Note Taking Study Guide, page 143, and in your textbook on page 320. The question is, how did geography affect Japanese culture, the early development of Japanese culture? So the first is the mountainous landscape. Means little farming is possible. They must live on the flat plains or the coastline mostly, and they got their food from the sea, so that had a distinct influence on the early Japanese people. Also, they're on the Ring of Fire, their plate boundary. Means there's lots of volcanoes, there's lots of earthquakes. And the fourth thing is that it spans a great distance from north to south. It's pretty long, and so there's many diverse and different climates. So the north, you can have heavy snowfall in the north, and the south is semi-tropical. And the final thing is archipelago, an island nations, many islands. This kept Japan isolated from its neighbors in Asia because it's an island, but it also kept it in isolated sections, so it's hard to unite because it's an island nation itself. The next thing is the influence on early Japanese culture is Chinese and Korean. They're in close proximity to Japan, so although it was isolated from the rest of Asia, it did have some influence on it by Chinese and Korean. You can see that pretty clearly. First, we'll talk about language. The Japanese borrowed the Chinese writing system. When was about AD 500, and the effects of this is that histories of Japan are written in Chinese, and they invented their own language, but there's some similarities between Chinese and Japanese still. The next kind of thing is in religion and philosophy. Basically, Buddhist priests came from Korea when they did do this, about 552 AD. And the effects of this was that it appealed to Japanese, and so Buddhism became pretty widespread in Japan. And it became an important part of their culture. There's two kind of phases of settlers. The first settlers survived by hunting and fishing, and the new settlers arrived about 300 BC, and they brought a new technique from China, rice farming and irrigated paddies, and that significantly changed the culinary and other aspects of Japanese culture.